Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to teach about the part C, and that is Unit 1, and that is regarding development leading to modern operating system. Basically, here we are talking about that why actually the old versions of why the old versions of operating system has actually changed to new versions. What was the necessity? Okay, so what are the different types of changes that is brought in operating system? So here we will go to the basic architecture. We'll be learning the two most important architecture. One is called monolithic and another one is called as microkernel architecture. Now what are these two? Now first for learning this, if you look at the earlier slide, you'll find a distinct name, something called as kernel. Okay. So what is kernel? Kernel is the heart of an operating system. Like in humans, like we have brain. Without brain, we humans cannot interact with the environment. We cannot interact with our internal body. There'll be no coordination at all. The same thing, an operating system also has a component called as kernel, where this kernel allows the application programs to get connected with CPU memory devices. So it's like a middleware. And this module, now we always say that kernel is not a program. Kernel is divided into different small module. It is made up of small module components. Okay, so this modules that provides the OS functions, it gives functions, it tells every component that this is your particular function, this is your particular limit. And no, it sees that it checks out every process that is running. It checks out the limit, it checks out the coverage of CPU memory devices, input output files. This entire coverage is taken by the kernel. Without kernel, application program and the hardware devices will not able to interact. Now we'll go to the next slide, and that is called as definition of kernel. The fundamental, what is kernel? Basically, it is a fundamental part of an OS. It is responsible for providing secure access to machine hardware. That is what I have said, that is responsible for providing. It also provides a best part, it also provides something called a security, okay, to the machine hardware for various program. It also provides responsible for deciding when and how long a program can use a certain. Now, definitely, it gives a time limit to each and every process that is entering the OS, and it tells that it actually schedules it tells that process that this is your part, this is your limit, this is your responsibility, and only that much it allows the process to do. It does not allow the process to go beyond that, because you have to take permission from the kernel to go beyond your whatever criteria it has given. The next one is something called as, there are two type of kernels that is very important. One is called as user mode and another is called as kernel mode. Now if you look at the diagram, okay, now if you look at the diagram, you just check out that the upper whatever we are seeing here, user level application, that is the software. Okay, and the down one below the kernel, this is called kernel mode. So I already said that kernel mode actually deals with CPU, memory. These are all the resources of an OS, and this is processor, memory, disk and device. And user mode only completely deals with the user programs. So now user, we'll just talk about user mode kernel. In user mode kernel, what happens in this mode, the software is restricted and cannot execute some instructions. Okay, now just example, like in if in user mode kernel, what happens is the software is restricted. Yani, if whatever software we download, it cannot be completely downloaded if the kernel does not support. You just can download it, but it will not work properly because you have not taken the permission, or the kernel has not agreed for downloading. So you cannot download any such softwares. It's only for executing, or you can write, you can type it, you can chat it. So that such type of light applications are done by user kernel mode. And the next one is something is kernel mode. In this mode, the software has access to all the instructions. In this privilege, what it has done, the user can access the CPU, can access the memory, it can access each and everything. The software has access to all the instruction and every piece of hardware. So these are two types. One is called user mode, which cannot access any part of hardware, and this is kernel mode. In this, the software has access all the instruction and every piece of hardware. Now what is monolithic kernel? In monolithic kernel, what happens? All codes are executed in same address space. Now, there are two type of main kernels. One is called monolithic and one is called as microlithic. In monolithic, what it is, all codes are executed in same address space. Now, so that is in the kernel place. Now the user has not been given any privilege. Kernel has told that anything you have to talk to me, you have to deal with me, you have to take first my permission. Every code, every unit is actually run by the kernel. Kernel takes care of almost all system tasks, and application do not have control. For every small application which you have to download, which you want to access, you have to take the permission of the kernel, otherwise it will not allow. So this is monolithic here. In that, there's only same address space, all the codes. You can take an example of a suitcase. In the suitcase you will find that everything we have loaded in one, all the clothes, the accessories, your mobile, your charge, everything. You have, what you have done is you have kept in one suitcase. So that suitcase can be said as monolithic kernel. Now you can understand the advantage and disadvantage of both. Okay, now you can check out here. This is monolithic system design. Here you have unprivileged mode, and here you have privileged mode. Unprivileged mode, privileged matlab, now in you can understand here in this monolithic kernel you will find file system, network system, memory system, process management, drivers, okay, are all here. Application, all different type of applications which user is programming are in unprivileged mode, and this one, everything, all the important components are in privileged mode, and kernel is dealing with it. Now, what are the advantages? Advantages, what? All OS operates in kernel space. It has good performance. Yes, because all the entire, you can imagine in this suitcase you have got the entire attires, you got entire everything you have got in one suitcase. So OS operates in kernel space. It does not take the help of user. It performs good. It also execute all the codes in the same address. Okay, and it executes all the library functions. It is rich and powerful, and when system boots, entire service are loaded and resides in memory. Now, as the kernel is dealing with all the different type of components, the kernel must know which component is being downloaded, which component or is being damaged, which process has been run out, which process is dead, which process is alive. So every calculation is done by kernel. So in final, you can see that this monolithic example you'll find in Windows and Unix. Okay. Now we'll go to another that is called as disadvantage. In disadvantage, you will find that there are, the main thing is monolithic kernels. What is the disadvantage? System components run in privilege mode. It becomes very difficult for the user. Okay, well, I'm discussing about the point one. Now in this, what you will see, the system component runs in privilege mode. System components run in privilege mode. That means that system finds very difficult, because for every access you have to take the permission of the kernel. If kernel says okay, only then you can download. If kernel says no, then this application or the system or the user cannot download just without asking kernel. So this is, that will be always, system runs in the privilege mode. Another is faulty drivers can crash the whole system. Now, if there are some faulty drivers in the kernel system, then it can crash the whole system. Okay, because here you are not asking the user, you're not taking help of the user, you're not even telling the user to download something. You're managing everything on your own. So this, any driver which is faulty will crash the whole system. If the kernel goes wrong, entire system will fail. It is big, definitely. You can imagine, because you're going to, pack everything in one suitcase. So you can imagine how heavy the kernel is, how heavy a suitcase is, and it's difficult to replaceable. Even one thing you want to remove from your suitcase, it becomes so difficult, because you have to remove first the upper layer, and then from the bottom layer you can remove one item. The same thing is here. It is very difficult, because in kernel system, if one component is is damaged, it is become so difficult to identify, then to detect and to repair. So this is very difficult in the monolithic kernel. And the next one is, it has no protection. Faulty drivers can crash the whole system. Yes, it has no protection, because any device can, if it is damaged, it will even also destroy. If it gets heated up, yes, it will destroy the another component which is very adjacent to it, or it which is very close to it. So in that way, there's no protection to that components. Next, now I'm going to tell you about what microkernel. So this is totally opposite to the monolithic kernel. I'm talking about microkernel. In microkernel, what you'll find as, see here, now this becomes an unprivileged mode. In the earlier diagram, you just check out the difference. Okay, the whole thing, this application, now you'll find that the user has application, file, network, memory management, all the resources which OS requires is done by the user. Now user is taking the charge of all the resource handling. And the privilege mode, that a microkernel is only talking about the task, the threads, the inter-process communication, and the scheduling. Only that much. It is so light. The suitcase has become very light, and the other part is given to the user. Now you can understand what will be the difference between this microkernel and monolithic. In in this in microkernel, what you'll find that this becomes faster. It is very faster than the monolithic kernel, and the user is given lot of privilege, or it is given lot of authority which was not found earlier. So the best part, that this microkernel, what will do, it will work. Okay, run. So you can check out here, it run most of the services in user space, improves maintainability and modularity. Services are built into special modules which can be loaded and unloaded. Now what happens, as the entire privilege is given to the user mode, it's maintainability and modularity. If I want to add something, it becomes very easy. And the services are built into special modules which can be loaded and unloaded as per need. Now the services, if I want to download any special component or any special module to an addition to whatever existing module is, then it is very easy, because every time I do not have to take the permission of the kernel. I can download it as we normally do. We download the entire whatever components are required from the internet. Here I don't take the permission of the kernel, right? So it is as equal to the same. And and this way, this kernel, and there is a huge difference between kernel and microkernel. So I hope you all understood in a very short way that what is the different type of kernels. So we'll just start from the beginning. Here I talked about monolithic and microkernel. So, and what is kernel basically, the definition of the kernel. There are two types. One is called user mode and another is called as kernel mode. Okay, and in user mode, the user is given privilege. In kernel mode, the kernel is given a lot of privilege. And in monolithic, the entire execution is done in one same address space. So that becomes very difficult. Very earlier Linux, very earlier Unix and Windows used to follow monolithic. So Unix was very bulky sort of, and the execution was very slow because everything was in one. And any damage to any component, yes, it is very difficult to repair. And now this one is monolithic. Yes, and I have taught you what? I have taught you the microkernel is exactly total opposite to the monolithic. Here the suitcase is, you can say an example, the suitcase is light, and the entire privilege is given to the user kernel. Thank you so much. I hope you understood the difference between monolithic and micro. In the Google Classroom, I'll be giving you some questions. All the students have to see this video, and what you have to solve the questions. Through that only your assignment will be done. Thank you, everybody.